Welcome all of you. Let us start with prayer. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gathadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So few years ago, there was when today it is going on, there is one challenge launched by some people. That challenge is called Blue Whale Challenge. What is that? Blue Whale Challenge. If you Google it, you will come to. I think a few years back it has gone. Anybody can take up this Blue Whale Challenge. 50 days process it is, that challenge. Somewhere someone unidentified person will be guiding you what to be done, and you can win the challenge. First day, you should take a blade, razor, cut yourself into blue whale and take a photo and send. That's how it begins. Second day, you should get up early in the morning at 4 o'clock and watch a horror movie. So like the day 1, day 2, they give schedule. The 50th day, you have to commit suicide. That's a challenge. End of the challenge is, if you win the challenge by giving your life. So many youngsters followed this. Some countries banned this. They are not able to control. Recently there was one death in the US. They said the boy has committed suicide with the Blue Whale Challenge. Day 3, they have to climb up the tallest building and walk on the edge of the building. Day 4, like this, one by one, it go on intensifying, and finally, if he has not died within 50 days, last day, if he should survive till 50th day, that day he should jump and die. That means he has won the challenge. So when I was seeing that, I was thinking, such a crazy, some Blue Whale Challenge which has no meaning, and ultimately one is committing suicide. For that, people take it so seriously. In some percentage of seriousness, if they bring to practice spiritual life, they should take up Blue Boy Challenge, not Blue Whale Challenge. They will get such a great benefit in their life. Their life will become successful. So such a crazy things happen in this material world. So when the world is so crazy, mad, that kind of world is called mad. Material world is compared to madness. Why madness? Because we are so foolish in our actions. We think something is enjoyment, which is actually suffering. So like this we are leading our life. But if at all there is some light, hope, light of hope in this world, that is Srimad Bhagavatam. The Kaliyuga, if at all there is some hope, that is scripture, Srimad Bhagavatam is the hope for people. That will be the discussion today, that why Bhagavatam, what is Bhagavatam, we'll be understanding today. We'll be reading a lot of verses today. We want to finish the 3rd chapter in today's session. Let us start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. So reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 3, text number 35. Evam janmani karmani hi akartur ajanasya cha hi akartur ajanasya cha varnayanti sma kavayo veda guhyani hritpatehe. So thus, learned man described the births and activities of the unborn and inactive, which is undiscoverable even in the Vedic literatures, is the Lord of the heart. Now, this section is describing and understanding the Lord. What is God? Fundamental understanding what is God. Because there is a lot of misconception about God in this world, first of all. Like some people say, when I was young, there was one person who helped me for my education. He is God for me. Some people, another person says, I met with an accident. Suddenly somebody came and picked them up and took me to hospital. He is God. Definitely there are great people helped you. Like we say, the father and mother who gave the body to us, they also we call God. So all are great. They are great contributions in our lives. Father, it may be mother, friend, husband, children, or some people who benefited us in various ways in our day-to-day life. Somebody saved our life. So they are definitely deserve the great service from us. There is no doubt about it. But they are not the God which we are referring to. We are talking about God who is Sarva Karana Karanam, who is the cause of all causes. The cause of me taking birth, cause of this existence, cause of everything. We are talking about that God. That is why sometimes some people in other religion get offended because Hindus say everything is God. River is also God, tree is also God, dog is also God, cow is also God, boar is also. What is this? Everything is God for him. They feel offended. How can the God be everything? That is some misconception in our religion which has come up in the later stages. All these are godly because the creation of God is worshipable. Tree is worshipable, river is worshipable, and a cow is worshipable. They're godly, but not God. We are trying to understand what is God. God is Sarva Karana Karana. God is beginning of all the beginnings. Anadiradihi. He is Shadaishwarya Purnaha. So we are talking about that power, that energy, that God. And we all have certain relationship with that God. We all belong to Him. It is not that it's disconnected. We are connected to that person. Talking about that. It's not describing an understanding of the Lord. So learned man describe the birth and activities of the unborn and inactive. That unborn and materially inactive, not spiritually. Which is undiscoverable even in the Vedic literatures. Even if you sometimes Vedic scriptures, if you study also, you can't get God. It is said in the Shastras, Tarko apratishta shrutayo bhinna, nasam munir matam abhinnam. Tarka, if you do that debate, apratishta, you cannot establish what is God. Shrutayo bhinna, if you go and study all the scriptures, you get confused. This scripture says this, scripture says this, all. Shrutayo bhinna. Nasanna munir matira binnaha. Different munis, they also differ in their understanding. Then what to be done? Mahajanayena gatasya pantha. It says one has to follow the footsteps of Mahajanas to understand about God. Who are the Mahajanas? The 12 Mahajanas explained in the scriptures. Bhagavatam it comes. Like Brahma, Narada, Prahlada, then Yamaraja, Bhishma. So 12 Mahajanas, we have to follow their footsteps to understand it. So it's not discoverable. Even in the Vedic literatures, if you study, you may not. And he seated in her heart at the same time. Hiranyakashipu, when he became very powerful after tapasya, he went to Shvetadvipa, where Vishnu resides. Vishnu, to trick him, when he came, he hid himself. He saw empty seat. He said, this Vishnu is so fearful of me. Hiranyakashipu thought like this. This useless Vishnu is scared of me. He is run away from his seat because I have come here. He thought like this. Because Hiranyakashipu did not deserve to see Vishnu. So it's not easy. So many thousands of years tapasya is done, but he cannot see Vishnu. But that Vishnu's grace is required to see Vishnu. So he is the Lord of the heart. We are talking about that God. And God is also attributed to three things. He is omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent. Omnipotent means he can do anything. There is nothing which he cannot do. Nothing in your imagination which God cannot do. That's called omnipotent. Omniscient means he knows everything. He knows what is happening in your mind, every one of our minds. What is happening all the time, everywhere. Like somewhere, the Draupadi was disrobed. That effort to disrobe was happening. Krishna is somewhere and he is coming to know what is happening. He is omnipresent. He just went in the presence of Duryodhana, who was coming naked after taking bath to get the iron body. He is present there also. He is present in every place. He knows everything what is happening around, and he can do anything. That is God. If if he has to claim I am God, he should be omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent. If someone is not able to detect his own bodily diseases, can he become God? Some God gets heart attack. He cannot become God. Or something in the body wrong, some CT scanning has to be done to see what has happened. MRI scanning. Then MRI is omniscient and omnipresent. Medical science is omniscient and omnipresent. And this God is not able to figure out what is happening. So we are not, that is why we should not make God very cheap. God is great, unlimitedly powerful. So that is explained by Prabhupada in the purport. So let us go to next verse. Savaidam Vishwam Amogalilaha. Savaidam Vishwam Amogalilaha. Srujati Avati Atti Nasajjate Asmin Srujatyavattyatti Nasajjatesmin Bhuteshu Chantarhita Atmatantraha Bhuteshu Chantarhita Atmatantraha Shad Vargikam Jigrati Shadguneshaha Shadvargikam Jigrati Shadguneshaha Savaidam Vishwamamogalila Srujatyavatyatina Sajjatesmin Bhuteshu Chantarhita Atmatantraha Shadvargikam Jagrati Shadguneshaha. This says, the Lord, whose activities are always spotless, there is no fault he can find in Lord, is the master of the six senses, is Rishikesha, is fully omnipotent with the six opulences. Ashwaryasya Samagrasya Viryasya Shashastriya Jnana Vairagya. He creates the manifested universe, maintains them and annihilates them without being in the least affected. He is within every living being and always independent. These are the qualities of Lord. So these are the qualities we can attribute to the Lord. His activities are always spotless. Nobody can find any fault in him. Whatever he does is good. If he kills, that is also good. If he saves somebody, that is also good. If he punishes somebody, that is also good. If he rewards somebody, that is also good. Anything he does is wonderful and great. No mistakes God can do. If somebody can do mistake, then he is not God. So, he is the controller of the six senses. He is omnipotent and he has six opulences. And he creates universes, maintains them and annihilates them. Srishti, Sthiti, Laya, everything he does through his energies. Some things he may not do directly. Something he does through somebody. But ultimately, he is a Sarvakarana Karanam. And what is his nature? He is completely independent. He is not dependent. He decides what he has to do, when he has to do, that he decides. He has his own calculation. Like Lord Ram, he decides, okay, let me go to forest. Nobody can stop. Dasharatha tried to make him king. tried to make Bharata king. So everybody is thinking, I will do this, but finally what happened is what Lord wants. That nobody can change. In our lives also, in all of our lives also, finally what will happen is what we deserve. We should not do Ugra Karma. There is something called Ugra Karma. We all should do our karma, our duty. You are bound to do duty in this world. You are doing job or business or household duties. So your duty is to perform. But having performed the duty, you cannot control the outcome. That is not in you. That is what you deserve, you will get. When we realize this, when we practice this on our personal life, we will become very happy and peaceful. Because all our disturbance is because of expectation mismatch. We think I should get this much and I don't get. I expected that person to behave like with me and he or she did not behave like that. So I expected. That is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, if you want to chant Hare Krishna nicely, he says, Trinadapi sunichena tarorapi sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. Kirtaniya sadahari. You want to chant Hare Krishna, you need peace of mind. Nicely to chant. And if you want a peace of mind, what consciousness you should carry? Trinadapi sunichena. You should become humbler than the grass. The grass in front of your home, you step over the grass so many times. Whenever you step, it bends. When you move on, it again becomes straight. Doesn't complete. So, the epitome of humility is grass. Trinadapi sunichi. Tarorapi sahishtuna. Taro means trees. Trees are best example for tolerance. Heavy rain, they tolerate. Hailstorm, they'll tolerate. Heavy sunlight, hot season, they'll tolerate. They bear fruit, people come and throw stones, they tolerate. People who come and cut its branches, cut the trees, it will again try to grow. Sometimes they cut and then again it somehow it try to grow. So tolerance. Trinadapi sunichena tarorapi sahishnuna. Amanina manadena. Give all respect to others. I have full respect, all respect to others. Manina manadena. You should not expect respect from others. In a corporate language, they say 100/0 principle. Give all respect to others and don't expect others. Same thing they are saying. Amanina manadena. If you maintain this consciousness, Trinadapi sunichena, tarorapi sahishnuna, amananena manadena, then you can chant nicely Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So, it is not easy to understand God. These are the great qualities one should have. And everybody cannot become God also. So this is explained here, that how he creates, maintenance, everything, every living being, and Lord is completely independent. I will go to the next. Nachasya kaschin nipunena dhatuhu. Nachasya kaschin nipunena dhatuhu. Avaiti jantuhu kumanisha utihi. Avaiti jantu kumanisha utihi. Namani rupani manovachobhihi. Namani rupani manovachobhihi. Santanvato natacharyam yuvajnaha santanvato natacharyam yuvajnaha nachasya kaschin nipunena dhatuho avaiti janto kamanisha utihi namani rupani manovachobhihi santanvato natacharyami yuvajnaha. The foolish, with a poor fund of knowledge, cannot know the transcendental nature of the forms, names, and activities of the Lord, who is playing like an actor in a drama, nor can they express the things neither in their speculation nor in their words. We have no iota of idea what God means because we think from our perspective. Imagine yourself, in your life you have not seen what is apple. Never seen, never heard apple. Something like in the China, if you take in the Chinese, Chinese you say you don't know what it is. Like that, apple is first time you are hearing. Now, how will I explain to you what is apple? I'll tell you, tomato, is something like that. Little bigger and little harder. But if you cut open, there is no watery like tomato. It is like banana inside. So I have tried to explain to you with what you know. Banana you know, tomato you know. I'm using the things what you already know to explain what you don't know. Because whatever we have to know, we should know the experience and reference of that. Now, do we have the experience and reference of spirit? No. What is spiritual? No. Our experience and our understanding is limited to this world. Good, bad, dark, beautiful, not beautiful, world duality, world of duality. We have some knowledge. Based on that, we think. When you say God is extremely beautiful, then we are thinking how beautiful God should be. Now these days they are using artificial intelligence. How must be Lord Rama looking? How must be Sita Devi looking? And it is producing some film actor's face. Because most beautiful means what can you conceive and what can artificial intelligence conceive of in this world? It is tries to imagine somebody is the Miss Universe or Mr. Universe and they try to search their faces. Artificial intelligence will try to make out something out of, because its experience is loaded by human beings only, no? And artificial intelligence knowledge also given by human beings. Within our experience only it is trying to understand. That is why when we say Krishna is black in color, very beautiful. How is it? You do not understand. Narasimha is very beautiful. And somebody is wondering. A foreigner comes. He says, Narasimha is extremely beautiful in our temple, you tell. And he'll be eager to come and see. Then you show the Lord. This is so beautiful. Looks like a lion. They don't understand. Because of some culture, we understand something. Logically, they don't understand. Because beauty has certain definition in our mind. Taste has certain definition. Tasty food is very tasty. That has some definition. The tastiest food which you had in your life, that is a reference for you. What you tasted. You don't have beyond that. So, all our experiences of this world, we cannot understand Lord. His activities, His form, His beauty, it's beyond our ability of conceiving. That is why sometimes it's called God is Nirakara Nirguna. For you, He is Nirakara because you are not Akara means what comes in your mind is what you have experienced. His form is spiritual Akara, transcendental Akara He has got. Transcendental guna he has got. Spiritual gunas he has got. Shri Krishna namadi na bhave grahyam indriyaihi sevan mukhehi jihvadau. It is said in the scriptures. Shri Krishna namadi na bhavet grahyam indriyaihi. Shri Krishna's nama, Shri Krishna's rupa, Shri Krishna's activity, na grahyam indriyaihi. Indriya cannot grahya, cannot understand what it is. But there is a solution. Sevanmukhehi jihvadau. By the seva of the tongue, you can understand it. Chaitanya Charitamrita. Very easy. In the Kaliyuga it is made very easy. It is said in the scriptures, so many devatas are having desire to take birth in Kaliyuga. Why? In other yugas, to achieve God, you have to do so much of austerity. In Kaliyuga, how? Simply Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Some of us are chanting while driving, some of us are chanting while seeing Instagram, somebody is chanting. It's not correct, but that is also giving some benefit. See? Kaliyuga by chanting you can achieve that. Sevan mukhehi jihvadav. Jihva means tongue. Tongue has two qualities, two things. One is speaking. It can produce sound. What sound we can produce? Hare Krishna sound we can produce. Second work what tongue does? Tasting. What you should taste? Prasad. Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Srila Prabhupada's grand spiritual master, says, tongue is like a serpent, poisonous serpent. But the prasadam is something which can control the serpent. If we can control the tongue, it is said we can control all other senses. The most difficult thing to control is tongue. That's why it is said, Sevan mukhehi jihvadav. If you use your tongue only for the service of Krishna, by chanting Krishna's holy name, by tasting Krishna prasadam, nothing else I will do. I have taken vrata. I will not taste anything which is not offered to Lord. By doing that, Shri Krishna namadi nagulahet grahyam indriyaihi, which indriyas cannot conceive what is that, Shri Krishna will become conceivable to you. That Shri Krishna will become available for you. So, that is what is explained here. The foolish with the poor fund of knowledge cannot know transcendental nature, forms and names and activities of the Lord. And how is he acting? He is playing like an actor in a drama. And that we can, at least people of Mangalore can understand. Yakshagana, once they dress, we can't make out who is that. Other dramas and all, somehow we can make out something. At least I cannot make out. Somebody at Mahishasura and all, I can't, but who is that person who has done? So you can't make out in a drama who is that acting. Behind that acting, who is there? Like that, when the Lord comes, Krishna came, some people did not understand he is Lord. There was one king, his name was Poundraka. Poundraka also was carrying on Shankha and Chakra, Gada Padma sometimes. And he was telling everybody, actually, I am Krishna. That Dwaraka Krishna is bogus. I am the actual Krishna. You see what chakra I have? This is Sudarshana. What he has is a toy. Actually, I am Krishna. He used to tell all people in his kingdom. So many followers, he also had some followers. One day, he reached the audacity, he wrote a letter to Krishna and sent a duta from his kingdom with that letter to Krishna. Krishna in the Dwaraka opened the letter. It says, I am Poundraka, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I am the Supreme Lord. I am actually Krishna. You are bogus. So, He writes a letter to Krishna saying that you are bogus, you are a cheater. I am actually Krishna. Please stop this cheating, he says Krishna. Krishna read the letter, gave it to Dutta. Along with the letter, he sent his Sudarshan Chakra also and cut off his head. That comes in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, the Paundraka Vadha. So when Krishna is personally present also, there is some foolish fellow was thinking, I am Krishna, he is not Krishna. And he is sending letter also to Krishna. He invited unnecessarily Sudarshana Chakra by sending letter. So these people will exist in this world. And they cannot understand. Because God, when he comes also sometimes act like ordinary person. For the Leela, the purpose of Leela. He acts as if he is under the control of Gopikas. Arey, he is an ordinary man, he is under the control of Gopikas. But if you carefully observe, when the time came, he gave up everything and went off. He was not under the control. And to fool everybody, when he is disappearing, he created one Maya body and went. Looks like that body is there. Oh, he is ordinary person like us, he left the body and gone. Many people say that. So he bewilders the people who don't believe him. Lord does not require to leave the body and go. When Lord Ram, how did he disappear? He entered Sarayu Nadi. He just disappeared. How did Lord Narasimha disappear? However he appeared like that, he disappeared. There is no dead body to burn after Narasimha disappeared. So Lord, but they bewilder like, it's like a drama. It's playing like an actor. So very difficult for them to understand form, names and activities of the Lord. That is why Bhagavad Gita is saying that. Janma karma chame divyam yo me veti tattvataha tyaktva deham punarjanmaneti mameti suvarchana. If you can understand Krishna's janma and karma, Krishna's appearance and Krishna's activities, if you understand that in truth, then you are a liberated person. You are no more in this world. We are stuck, we are attracted to this world because we are not yet understood it. So, that is similar knowledge is explained here. Nor can they express such things neither in their speculations nor in their words. They cannot understand what is God, what God is. Another example I'll tell you. See the time. Now for us everything is time. Okay, 5 o'clock I started from home and 6 o'clock I came to temple. 9 o'clock I'll be back in temple. Yesterday, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, everything is reference with the time, isn't it, in this world? But this time is under the control of God, Krishna. Yasya jnaya bhramati sambrata kala chakro. The Kala Chakra is under the direction of the Lord. That means, in the world of Krishna, there is no time like this. Can you understand what it means? The time is not there in the spiritual world. We can't understand. We can't understand the life without time. Because our what it is. We cannot even, in this verse it is said, neither in the speculation nor in their words. You cannot understand what it is. It is said every step in the spiritual world, Goloka Vrindavana, is a dance. Every word is a song. But what it is, that means everybody is dancing and singing and going there. You cannot conceive those things. Because we always try to take the reference of this world, our experience. Like if I ask you, can you tell me the word starting with L? Can you tell me the word with the L, starting with L? One word. Like, okay. Love, okay. Lord. Land. Anybody else? What first comes in your mind? Huh? Liberty. Laughter. You see, what first comes in your mind is each one may be different. Somebody said like, somebody said land, somebody said love, somebody said Lord. On what basis it came out, Based on your experiences, what you had. That becomes a predominant thing for you. Everything we see in this world is through the lens of what we already know. So we can understand Lord like that. For that is why it is said, Sevan Mukhe Jihva. The Lord has to reveal to us. Just like for Narada Muni, the Lord has revealed in his heart. For the Dhruva, Lord revealed in his heart. Then he saw. He didn't know what his Lord means. If he knew, he would have not gone with an idea of asking kingdom. After seeing, he realized. So this is another answer you should give. And sometimes people say, this is spirituality is one kind of hypnotism. You say Krishna, 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 you get hypnotized of Krishna. Some people say like this. See, if you know little psychology, hypnotism has a certain goal. You want something, imagine, and start feeling it. Like that blue whale game is some kind of hypnotization. Start with a simple cutting and ends with the committing suicide. They hypnotize them to that level and they start listening to that. Somebody will be controlling him after that. There is a certain goal, step number 1, 2, 3, day 1, day 3, day 2. Clarity. But we are trying to achieve Krishna, whom we have no idea. He's beyond our understanding. Dhruva, when he saw the Lord, he said, Kachan vichinnam apidivyaratnam swamim kritarthosmi varam nayache. I'll not ask any vara from you, my dear Lord. You're the jewel. I was searching for broken pieces of glasses. So that means it was beyond his imagination, Lord's form. So these are different, some idea of what is God means. Understanding the Lord. Savedadhatuhu padavim parasya duranta viryasya rathanga panehe duranta viryasya rathanga pane yo mayaya Santatayānuvritya Yo Mayaya Santatayānuvritya Bhajeta Tatpada Sarojagandham Bhajeta Tatpada Sarojagandham Savedadhatu padavim parasya Duranta viryasya rathanga panehe Yo mayaya santatayānuvritya Bhajeta tatpada sarojagandham. Only those who rendered unreserved, uninterrupted, favorable service unto the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, who carries the wheel of the chariot in his hand, can know the creator of the universe in his full glory, power and transcendence. So if you want to know the Lord, Tatpada Sarojagandham, if you understand, one has to serve the lotus feet of the Lord. Pada Saroja. Because lotus feet. Saroja means lotus. Pada means lotus feet. Feet. One should render service. What kind of service he should render to Krishna, the God? Unreserved. Uninterrupted. No reservation. I will do this, I cannot. I like this, I don't like this. Without any reservation, one should render service. Uninterrupted. Not that when I like, I do. Today mood is not there, let me not do. Okay, today good mood is there, let me chant 8 rounds. Hey, today not a good day, I'll chant 4 rounds. What as per our mood, it should be uninterrupted, unreserved. And what kind of service? Favorable service to Krishna. In a way, Ravana also served Krishna, Rama. How? By enacting, being part of Krishna's pastime. Kamsa also served Krishna. Kamsa was thinking of Krishna always, more than us. We don't think of Krishna as much as Kamsa was thinking of Krishna. Because Kamsa, the day he heard that Devaki's 8th child will kill him, from that day he started 24 hours meditation on Krishna. But what kind of Krishna's meditation he was doing? Unfavorable. How to kill Krishna. How can I become Krishna by killing Krishna? How can I become Krishna means I become attraction to everybody. This is the disease of the material world. Everybody wants to become Krishna and they want to kill Krishna. They say, no, I am not interested in Krishna. They say, no, we need Rama Rajya, but not Rama. One politician was there. He said, when he got independence, he said, we should have a Rama Rajya. But Rama's birthplace on his masjid is standing. He said, it's okay, Rama is not required. What he wants is Rama Rajya. So everybody wants to take out Krishna and Rama or Narasimha, the Lord out, and they want Lord's property, Lord's glory. So, unfavorable, like Kamsa is thinking how to kill Krishna. That is not. Here it is said, favorable service unto the lotus feet of Lord Krishna one should render. Who carries wheel of the chariot in his hand? Krishna. Can know the creator of the universe in his full glory, power and transcendence. So if you want to know Krishna, we should do unreserved, uninterrupted, favorable service to the lotus feet of Lord. Okay. So with this last verse, we are coming to the end of this section. Ateha dhanya bhagavanta itham Ateha dhanya bhagavanta itham Yad vasudeve Akhila lokanathe Yad vasudeve Akhila lokanathe Kurvanti Sarvatmakam Atmabhavam Kurvanti Sarvatmakam Atmabhavam Nayatra Bhuyaha Parivarta Ugraha Nayatra Bhuya Parivarta Ugraha Ateha dhanya bhagavantamitham Yad vasudeve kilalokanathe Kurvanti sarvatmakamatmabhavam Kurvanti sarvatmakamatmabhavam Nayatra bhuya parivarta ugraha. Only by making such inquiries in this world can one be successful in perfectly cognizant. For such inquiries invoke transcendental ecstatic love unto the personality of God, who is the proprietor of all the universes and guarantee cent% immunity from the dreadful reputation of birth and death. So one who is rendering devotional service, unreserved, uninterrupted, favorable devotional service, you have got immunity. What kind of immunity you have got? Immunity from COVID. Immunity from the dreadful reputation of birth and death. Janana Marana. So you'll be relieved from the Janana Marana if you render devotional service to Krishna. Unreserved, uninterrupted, favorable devotional service to Krishna is the vaccine. Hare Krishna mantra is like a vaccine from the contamination of this world. And we have to keep on taking that. Higher and higher dose. Every day we should take this medicine. Hare Krishna mantra is a medicine which has to be taken every day. It's like a food, just like we take lunch. So every day we must take. That way we become immune, 100% immunity from the dreadful repetition of birth and death. Bhagavatam promises 100%. Bhagavatam is not talking about one who studied all the 4 Vedas. One should be Brahmana. One should be very knowledgeable. One should understand each and every word of Bhagavad Gita. One should be very scholarly. One should know Sanskrit. One should leave everything, this, that. He's not telling any of those things. He's telling very simple things. One should do unreserved, uninterrupted, favorable devotional service to Krishna. Then he is set. That is what he has shown everywhere. So many devotees. He did not consider what caste you have taken birth, what is your qualification, material qualification. It is said all our material qualification is like zeros. I completed my engineering, B 10, M.Tech 1 more 0, PhD 1 more 0, 0. What is the total value? 0 only. All material qualification 0. What is Krishna? Is 1. You put this side 1. All that 0 becomes valuable. Right? Like that, all that qualification which we have acquired in our life, our ability, our power, influence, position, without Krishna, all these are 0. When you bring Krishna in your life, everything becomes valuable. He's like 1, and all the material qualification is 0. So one should be rendering devotional service to the Lord. So this describing and understanding the Lord is that section. Now coming to the last section, glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. Very important. Idam Bhagavatam Nama Puranam Brahma Samhitam Uttama Shloka Charitam Chakara Bhagavan Rishi Nishreyasaya Lokasya Dhanyam Swasti Ayanam Mahat. This Srimad Bhagavatam is a literary incarnation of God. Now, if you remember, there are 6 questions which sages asked. First question is, what is good for everybody in this world? Second question is, what is the essence of all the scriptures? Third question is, why Krishna took birth as son of Devaki and Vasudeva? We answered all these questions we understood from last so many classes. The fourth question was description of Krishna's expansions, Purusha avatars, Garbhodakashaya Vishnu, Karanodakashaya Vishnu, etc. Krishna's expansion for the purpose of creation. The fifth question was Leela avatars of Krishna, pastimes of Krishna, they want to hear. For that, all the avatars we discussed. With this Manvantara, we did not, because Lord's avatars are unlimited. Last class we understood. Just like ocean waves. Last question is, now that Krishna has disappeared from this planet, because this is asked in the beginning of Kaliyuga, where does Dharma take shelter of? From where the Dharma is standing now? Because Dharma has to stand on something very tangible. You cannot say Dharma is standing on him and king tomorrow if he dies, what will happen? So when Krishna is there, Krishna is Dharma. Dharmasya sakshat bhagavan pranitam. Dharmam sakshat bhagavat pranitam. Dharma is coming from Krishna. Purpose of dharma is to achieve God. That is why it is coming from God. There is no meaning in practicing dharma if it ultimately does not take you to God. You know, what is the meaning of it? The purpose of dharma is for us to come out of kama, krodha, lobha, all the anarthas in our heart and purify ourselves and go for self-realization. Understand God. So that is the purpose of dharma, that is coming from God, and God was personally there. Now that God is no more means not appearing to our eyes, and he winded up his leelas and he has gone ahead. And Kaliyuga has begun. Now where does the dharma stand is their question. If you have these notes, I made a table at last. You see there is one table. Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, Q5. Shelter of religion. Now we are coming to answer the last question. Then the next chapter will be different. So this Srimad Bhagavatam is a literary incarnation of God. It is compiled by Srila Vyasadeva, the incarnation of God. It is meant for the ultimate good of all people. It is all successful, all blissful, all perfect. Actually, if you see all the 6 questions, nothing but Bhagavatam. What is the ultimate good for people? Hearing Bhagavatam. What is the essence of all scriptures? Bhagavatam. Why Krishna took birth in Devaki, the Leela, that is in Bhagavatam. Krishna's Purusha avatar, it is in Bhagavatam. Krishna's Leela avatar, it is in Bhagavatam. Where is Dharma taking shelter? It is in Bhagavatam. Ultimately, everything is Bhagavatam. That is why Bhagavatam beginning it is spoken. Now the rishis will ask question after this, because now they understood. For all the 6 questions, the ultimate answer was only one. That is Srimad Bhagavatam. Now you tell me Bhagavatam. They will ask. Now they will ask Sutta Goswami. Now you will explain Bhagavatam. Now you tell me more about Bhagavatam. Then the Bhagavatam begins. Like that. Very interesting. So the incarnation of God, it is meant for the ultimate good of all people. That is Srimad Bhagavatam. It is a scripture. It's an incarnation. Bhagavatam itself is an incarnation of Krishna. The Kaliyuga. Tadidam grahayamasa. Tadidam grahayamasa. Sutam atmavatam varam. Sarva vedi hasanam. Sarva vedeti hasanam. Saram saram samudritam. Srila Vyasadeva delivered it to his son, who is most respected among the self-realized. Who is that? Shukadeva. After extracting the saram, cream of all the Vedic literatures, histories and universes, Itihasa, Vedas, from there he removed the cream. The milk, if you take cream, then milk has no use, isn't it? These days milk come in the red packet, blue packet. One packet milk means it is cream, everything. There is only white color milk, water. You cannot make curd in that, you cannot get butter out of it. Everything is taken by the company. They are giving you white water. They say it's very healthy because they want to market it. Somehow they want to sell that. They will say the fat is not that good for you. Fat they have taken and not good part they are selling and making money separately. So, Saram, the cream of all the Vedic literature, Vyasadeva took, because he only wrote all the literature, no? Vedas, everything is compiled by whom? Vyasadeva. From that he took the cream and gave it to his son. That is Sri. Then further he says, Satu samshravayamasa Sat samshravayamasa Maharajam Parikshitam Prayopavishtam Gangayam Paritam Paramarshibhi. Now is very important. Shukadeva Goswami, the son of Vyasadeva, in his turn delivered the Bhagavatam to great Emperor Parikshit. What is the qualification of that great king to receive? Who sat surrounded by sages on the bank of Ganga, awaiting death without taking food and drink. He is not sitting in AC room, getting all the godly delights. Tell me Bhagavatam, I'll also hear. And now and then some break and snacks. Not like that. He is fasting fully. He is not eating anything, not drinking anything, and he is wearing just kaupina, just one piece of cloth. With that, he is sitting on the bank of river. All the sages have assembled to see this. That will come in the future. Very interesting. How Parikshit sits, what happens, how Parikshit gets the curse. In the future chapters, we'll hear in the first canto itself. And that rapt attention he is hearing. That's a qualification of Parikshit to hear this cream. The cream Vyasadeva gave to Shuka, Shukadev gave that cream to a deserving person who is Parikshit. Now, Krishne Swathamo Pagate Dharma Jnanadibhi Saha Kalau Nashta Drishamesha Puranarkothnoditaha. This Bhagavata Purana is as brilliant as the sun. It has arisen just after the departure of Lord Krishna to his own abode, accompanied by religion, knowledge, etc. Persons who have lost their vision due to the dense darkness of the ignorance in the age of Kali shall get light from this Purana. So this Bhagavata. So this is the answer for the question that where the Dharma is taking shelter. Dharma has taken the shelter of Purana, Bhagavata Purana. Though Krishna departed along with the religion, knowledge, etc., Bhagavatam has brought it back, that cream of knowledge. Now, when we are hearing Bhagavatam, that cream, we should hear from a bona fide source. Though the milk, creamy milk, is very nice to drink, but that milk, if it is touched by a serpent, which has poisonous fangs, that milk becomes not good for consumption. It becomes poisonous. Like that, if the Bhagavatam is touched by the mouth of the people who are not devotees of Krishna, who are not understood proper through the parampara, they will distort the message of Bhagavatam. You will understand something else. So, hence it is important to hear Bhagavatam from the right source. So, we are fortunate to get Bhagavatam from Srila Prabhupada, because he has given the English translation and purport to this. First time ever, those days he has done English translation and purport for our benefit. So, this is how Bhagavatam to be received. It is in the age of Kali. This is a light in the dark, dense darkness. The last verse of this chapter. Tatra kirtayato viprarshir bhuri tejasaha aham chadyagamam tatra nivishtattad anugrahat soham vah shravayishyami. Soham soham vah shravayishyami. Yathadhitam yathamati. Yathadhitam yathamati. O Brahmanas, he is addressing all the Brahmanas. Shaunakadi Rishis was asking questions. Sutta Goswami is telling this. When Shukadeva Goswami recited Bhagavatam there in the presence of Emperor Parikshit, I heard him with rapt attention. How did he hear? With rapt attention, not with inattention. And thus, by his mercy, not my capacity, by his mercy, I learned Bhagavatam from that great and powerful sage. Now, I shall try to make you hear the very same thing as I learned it from him, and I have realized it. This is a qualification to recite Bhagavatam. He has heard it perfectly, and he wants to tell this to the perfect sages who wanted to hear about Bhagavatam, and he will repeat the same. He will not do anything. He heard Bhagavatam, he understood Bhagavatam by the mercy of Shukadeva Goswami. He's saying, it's not my ability. And I want to repeat this, I want to tell you, and because I have realized it. That is the qualification of Suta Goswami to tell Bhagavatam. He is a realized personality. That's why Bhagavatam, it is said, book Bhagavata and person Bhagavata. There are two kinds of Bhagavatas. Book Bhagavata, which we are referring to. Person Bhagavata, Bhagavata means, Mahabhagavata means perfected soul. Is a Shuddha Bhakta, pure devotee of the Lord. Prahlada is a Bhagavata. Narada is a Bhagavata. So all these are great devotees of the Lord who have achieved perfection in the service of the Lord. Srila Prabhupada is a Mahabhagavata. We should hear Bhagavatam from the book Bhagavatam, from the person Bhagavatam. That is why we stick to the teachings of Prabhupada. We don't create our own. We don't try to use our Sanskrit scholarship. We don't try to give our own meaning. We just repeat. Before the class, I will read purport. What did Prabhupada say? Then I will repeat the same. So you have to repeat what Bhagavatas. Then we get benefited. Otherwise, we will not get benefited. So this is the message of this chapter. Finally, thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the first canto, third chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Krishna is the source of all incarnations. Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. Now the next chapter is appearance of Narada. Because they will ask now, this much he kindled them. Bhagavatam is nice and all. Now sages will leave them. The sages will ask questions. Brahmanas will ask questions. Tell me about Bhagavatam now. Now they will start asking about Bhagavatam to Sutta Goswami. Now he has to tell the origin of Bhagavatam. How Bhagavatam came first. Why did he create the cream? Why did he take out the cream from the scriptures? From the milk. You would have let the cream be in the milk. Why did he take the cream? So that and all will come in the next chapter and further chapters. We'll be hearing more in the next class. With this, we will come to the end. Shri Krishna Balaram ki, Shri Nitai Gauranga ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.